U.S. President Barack Obama is set to give his next political speech at 6 p.m. Thursday, just hours before Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu leaves for Washington, and according to a draft of the speech obtained by Yehuda Athronoth, the American president's Middle East policy, though unwavering, may not be as discordant as some have feared. Obama is expected to urge Israel to return to the 1967 lines, negating the Palestinian Authority's planned unilateral bid for statehood in September. According to the draft, which may change again by Thursday, Obama will call on Jerusalem and Ramallah to reignite the stalled Israeli-Palestinian peace process, saying it is the only way to achieve viable peace. Obama stands to demand the Palestinian Authority recognize Israel as a Jewish state and that the Palestinians unequivocally abandon terror. He is also likely to stress Israel must cease any settlement expansion in the West Bank and further avoid any act which could be construed as changing the status quo on the ground. The subject of Jerusalem also stands to be included in the American president's speech. Washington sees the city as the capital of both Israel and the Palestinian state, with its East Jerusalem neighborhoods, which are largely populated by Palestinians, under the PA's sovereignty, and its Jewish neighbors under Israeli sovereignty. In a speech before the Knesset's plenum in its special Herzl Day session, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu laid down 5 conditions for a peace treaty with the Palestinian Authority, Arabs. These are: number 1, the Palestinians must recognize Israel as the Jewish nation state. 2, the treaty must be an end to the conflict. 3, the Arab refugee problem must be solved outside of Israel's borders. 4, a Palestinian state will have to be demilitarized and a peace treaty must safeguard Israel's security. 5, the settlement blocks will remain within the state of Israel and Jerusalem will remain its undivided capital. Netanyahu's speech can be seen as an accurate indication of what he intends to say when he addresses the U.S. Congress next Tuesday. It is unlikely that he will go back on any of the principles he laid down, given the venue, a Herzl Day address before the Knesset plenum. Fearing that the Prime Minister intended to announce concessions in Washington, MKs within Likud had demanded that Netanyahu address Israelis before he goes to the U.S. Based on Monday's speech, the Prime Minister does not appear to be planning any retreat from previous positions, and may even have toughened his stance somewhat, although this is arguable. If Netanyahu does indeed stick to the terms he has presented to the Knesset, it will take a miracle for peace to be established through negotiations. The 2 sticking points that I do not see Palestinians foregoing is the division of Jerusalem and the right of return for refugees. I do believe the Palestinian Authority will recognize Israel, even though it is unlikely Hamas will openly do so. I have to believe they will fulfill this requirement through the PA as a whole. Whether or not either of these 2 speeches will get peace talks back on track is questionable. If not, I do see the Palestinian Authority continuing in their quest to push for the UN to recognize the Palestinian state with or without the blessing of the U.S. Frankly, the goal of the PA is actually to bring the wrath of the whole world down on Israel through sanctions and ultimately through the use of military force. Israel's Islamic neighbors have failed in their numerous attempts to destroy Israel. Why not incite the international community into doing their dirty work? This is Terry Malone with the Calvary Prophecy Report.